Well, now whether you like it or not, the internet is part of our lives, sending emails, searching for information. Lately, we've been hearing an awful lot about viruses and hackers, both almost crippling the information highway. Well, now a U.S. computer security expert has uncovered a serious flaw in internet technology, and he may have just averted a worldwide cyber attack. Paul Watson is a computer security researcher, and he discovered the flaw. He joins us from Vancouver. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Hello, David.
You know, like most people, I just kind of assume that the big brains that can design a computer and can make it as small as a laptop sitting on my desk have figured out a way to protect us all from problems on the internet, and that it's just a safe place for us to roam. I guess that's not quite true, though, is it?
Actually, David, you're absolutely correct. They have figured these things out. The problem isn't so much figuring out how to fix the problems, but actually getting the work done. And that's really been the effort over the past week to actually push a lot of these fixes out there that correct these vulnerabilities.
Let's take this back to the beginning. What vulnerability did you discover?
Well, if you picture the internet as a giant, interstate highway system, with all the roads being the networks links that connect all the computers, and bridges, if you will, being the routers of the internet that actually pass all the traffic between these different networks. The vulnerability I found is pretty much a way to take all the bridges out of the interstate highway system. The average user would be just fine pulling out of their driveway, but they wouldn't be able to get very far.
But most people, I think, kind of assume that wasn't a vulnerability. Wasn't there one estimate that it would take about 100 years to accomplish taking those things down?
That's true. That's what actually initially started my work last year after a security conference in Las Vegas called Black Hat. Cisco had some researchers present their work that had some really high estimates, about 140-some years. And I thought those were a little off, and so I went ahead and did my own research on it, actually looked into the facts and findings a little bit more, and was really astounded at some of the results I came, and thought maybe I was wrong, so I actually sent my work off to the gentleman that had the paper that started my research, as well as many other people, and kind of had them peer review it. And what they came back with was, wow, we need to look at this a little closer.
So they said it'd take about 140 years. What did you discover?
I came out with as little as, depending on your average home user on a digital subscriber line or broadband connection, probably as little as 15 seconds.
Hang on, Paul. There's a bit of a discrepancy between 140 years and 15 seconds. Without getting me into all of the details here, what was the big difference?
The big difference was just some mathematical errors and not really considering all of the factors that really can come into play in some of these really, complex issues.
So you sent your findings off to the person who had the initial paper. Did they take you seriously? How long did it take till you found someone who said, uh-oh?
Well, the response I got from the researchers when I'd sent them my work, obviously giving them the first chance to review it, since I kind of disputed, a small portion of their otherwise excellent talk. The response I got back from them was overwhelming. They were very impressed and actually contributed a lot to the finishing touches of my research. The hard part was getting the American Computer Emergency Response Team to take the issue seriously. We spent about 3 months trying to get them to take control of this issue, actually, and move with it. And when they didn't, eventually had to jump across the Atlantic to NICE over in the UK.
So now, hang on a second. That response team in the U.S., that's a body that's designed to prevent little problems like this one that would have crashed internet users everywhere.
Yes, that's correct. The Computer Emergency Response Teams at Carnegie Mellon in the U.S. And they're responsible for coordinating a lot of these security issues and making sure that everyone gets out and fixes them as quick as possible.
All right, so when the big brains there said it's not such a big deal, you went to Britain. Have they got it solved now? Did the British actually move on this?
Wow, these guys were great. I had talked to a gentleman named Andrew over at the NICC in the UK, and he jumped all over the issue, and the whole organization responded just amazingly. They coordinated with probably 150 different manufacturers of internet-related equipment around the globe, as well as helping coordinate the effort to get these fixes done in the past few weeks, and helping coordinate all the secrecy that was really required to keep things quiet while they were implementing the fixes.
All right. Paul Watson, pretty impressive bit of work for a guy from Indiana. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, I'd like to reassure everybody, everything's fixed at this point. There's very little chance of any impact at this point.
All right.
So,
well, I hope you're right. Looks like my laptop's still safe. Thanks again. I appreciate you taking the time to walk us through this.
Have a good day. Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
And that is all for News.